one student, one creativity.
I hate flying. Absolutely hate it. Every time I step into a plane, my stomach twists into knots. I try to act normal. I don't want to seem ridiculous, but inside I'm already preparing for the worst. Turbulence, sudden drops, that strange feeling when the plane takes off, and my stomach feels like it's floating away. But I tell myself, it's all in my head. Millions of people fly every day without a problem. But logic doesn't help when my palms are already sweaty. I know, Gary doesn't understand. He's been flying for years, and to him, it's another routine trip. He looks at me with that amused smile like I'm overreacting. Maybe I am, but tell that to my stomach. So, I can prepare. Wristbands. These aren't just wristbands, you know. These aren't just accessories. They press on a special points on my wrist. Something about pressure points, balancing energy, and stopping nausea. It worked for me before on a ferris. I still remember that horrible trip when the waves were tossing the boat around and everyone was turning green. But me, perfectly fine, thanks to these wristbands. But Gary, of course, doesn't believe in them. Praying would be better, he says. Ask God for a special intention. I roll my eyes. But deep down I know he means well. Please don't let me throw up on this flight. As if that all it takes. If praying could cure motion sickness, I'd have become a saint by now. But still, he has a point. Maybe instead of overthinking, I should just breathe, close my eyes, and try to relax. Maybe I won't even need these wristbands. Maybe this flight will be smooth and I'll step off at the other and wondering why I worried so much. Or maybe I should just grip the armrest for a little while longer, just in case.
Oh my god, it's already 12:05. Why hasn't the show started yet? I wanna go in. Wanna watch from the screen again. But I cannot go any further. Yes, the door was finally opened and I was able to enter with the other people. I had to first get seat because this is the moment I had dreaming since I was a kid. Nothing can stop me now. Not the high price of merchandise, no the elderly people, no still stuck on the low line. And I was not worried about the colored people now perched in the narrow alley leading to the theater. Because today, I will see them. I will see the stars. And who knows? Maybe today is more than another fun event. Maybe today is part of something bigger. And maybe I will become stranger than fun fiction.
I was having a good time in the California sun when Sandeker called me. He told me there's the iceberg with the whole ship trapped inside it. I knew right away my vacation was over. I've seen
some weird stuff at work, but this is the weirdest. And then I heard about these two people in white in the ice. That got me curious. This is not just about getting the ship out. There's a mystery here. Someone wants to keep it hidden. I can just feel it. This is going to be the big adventure. But that's what I love. Time to leave the sun and head to the ice. So I packed my bag and head back to Numa. Sandekar's waiting for me, all serious with his maps and charts. He shows me the exact spot where this iceberg with the ship is floating. It's not just any ship. It's something important, he says. He wants me to check it out and find out why it's there and what those figures in white were doing. I can see he's worried, which makes me even more eager to dive into this. I asked him about the dangers, but he's more concerned about the secrecy. There's something big at play here, something we're not supposed to know. So I grabbed my gear and thinking this might be the most thrilling adventure yet. Time to see what secrets the ice hold. Thank you.
Where? Where am I? This isn't my home. This isn't my uncle's house. The floor tilts beneath me. The scent of salt and sweat. No. No. This can't be. A ship? He sold me. My own uncle. The old wretch. I'll trust him. I walk into his house, innocent, thinking he would guide me, protect me. And what did he do? He tricked me, lied to me, sold me like I was nothing. A few coins, a handshake, and I was thrown into the hands of these brutes. I should have seen it. The way he looked at me, the way he hesitated before offering his kindness. A trap. And like a fool, I stepped right into it. I won't accept this. I'm no slave, no cargo to be tossed across the sea. I am David Bilfer, not some wretch to be changed in the dark. Do you think you can break me? That I'll bow my head and accept this fate? No. I will fight. I will escape. I will see my uncle ruined for what he has done. But how? I'm trapped. I'm alone. No friends. No way to run. Even if I cry out, who will hear me? The waves? The crewman who laughed at my struggle? No. I will find a way. I swear it. I will return to Scotland. I will take back what is mine. And I will make my uncle answer for this betrayal. One day, I will be free.
Damned. This was supposed to go smoothly. Everything was sweet. Everything was under control. But no, everything is loose. Yeah, I should have a note. I should have accounted. No one gets away. There's no room for mistakes. Yes, hello? What's going on? What do you mean? She escaped? This haze to be trick. They think I'm stupid. They think I don't know the kid. There's no other way. Find him. I don't care how. I want him gone. I don't care how complicated. It's just do it. I'll make sure you get what you need. But if you fail, don't let me fail you first.
Well, Laura, what do you think about our new house? It's different, Pa. That is, no more thick woods, no more trees, just a free space with a sky. But it's so big, Pa. The land just keeps going. That's the beauty of it, Laura. Nothing to hold us in. We can build our new house and our new memories in this land. But it's not like the big woods, Pa. Of course it's not, Laura. It's our new house. It's our new space. Of course it's different than our house before in the woods. But it doesn't mean it's not beautiful. You will find something new in here. But I like our old house. I know every path, every trees, every sound of the wind, where the rabbits can go, where the berries can grow. I miss our old house. And it was, Laura, but home is not just a place. Home is where you can find your new comfort zone, where you can together with your family, with Ma, with Pa, with your sister, and with your dog Jack. But I still like and miss our old house, Ma. There is no trees in here. I love the trees. There's a different kind of beauty in here, Laura. Look at that sky. So beautiful and free, right? Maybe this place and our old place is not the same. But trust me, trust Pa. It still have a beautiful side in this place. But Pa, how we will live when there is no trees in here? Where the animals can go? But Pa, how we will live without the trees? Where will the animals can go? Where we can go and hide when we play hide and seek in here? Because there is no tree, there is no thick woods, just a free space. We'll find a new places, Laura. We will find a new game. And maybe you will find your favorite animals in this place. In our old house, you maybe can find a rabbit. But who knows? In here, you can find another rabbit or a new horses. We never know. It doesn't feel that way.
It takes time. Ma, do you miss our big woods? Do you miss our old cabin? I do, Laura. I do miss all the trees in our old house. I miss our old cabin. I miss the bread that I already baking in our old house. But I also know that where we need to be. And trust me, everything will be fine, Laura. I don't know, Ma. It feels so empty. I can find my happiness in here. Not yet, Laura. You will find. It takes time, maybe. But trust me, you will find your new happiness in this place. So do I. Will it ever feel like home? Ma, Pa? Home isn't something you find, Laura. It's something you think and find. Alright, I will try. Thank you, Ma, Pa.
I can't move. My breath's steady, but my heart beat faster. Georgie is sad, staring to the bushes, but I cannot see what he sees. Just shadows, leaves, stillness, then a flicker of movement, a soft pink tongue. There she is, Lisa, so close, so calm. Her golden eyes meet mine, full of awareness, full of knowing. She recognized me, maybe not as an individual, but a presence, a part of the world. She has chosen not to fear. I should feel small. I should feel afraid. I haven't seen white animal before, but always see from the far, from the safe place. But this is different. I'm here, no glass, no steel, no barrier, just air, just earth, just her and me. Georgia whispered her name, his voice soft, familiar, and she doesn't flinch. I barely breathe. One by one, the others joins me. I sense them, but I don't turn. I cannot. Lisa rolls into her eyes. This is more than encounter. It is trust. It is acceptance. For a floating moment, I belong.
Hello, my name is Akinanda. Now I want to tell you about my reading novel. The title is Fruit of the Poppy by Robert Wilder. Alice's character in Fruit of the Poppy by Robert Wilder explains a complex journey that ultimately leads to a bittersweet ending. Without giving away too many spoilers, Ellie faced significant challenge and personal growth throughout the story. The resolution of his character arc can be interpreted as both sad and hopeful, depending on the reader's perspective. Alice's monologue. Everyone sees the poppy and thinks of its beauty, its bright red petals dancing in the wind. But what they don't see, the strangle beneath the surface, they don't see the roots buried deep in the soil, fighting for nourishment for life. That's how I feel. Every day I'm caught between who I am and who everyone expects me to be. My father wants me to follow in his footsteps, to take over the family business, to be the man he always dreamed I would be. But what about my dreams? What about the things that make my heart race? I've spent so long trying to fit into this mold, trying to be the son he wants, the brother they need, but every time I put on the mask, I feel like I'm suffocating. I want to explore, to travel, to create something that truly mine, but the fear of disappointing them looms over me like a dark cloud. But maybe it's time to break free. Maybe it's time to embrace the chaos of my own desires. I want to be like this poppies, bold and unapologetic. I want to bloom in my own way, even if it means stepping away from the expectation that have held me back for so long. What if I fail? What if I fall flat off my face? But what if I soar? What if I discover a version of myself that I never knew existed? I owe it to myself to find out. I owe it to the boy who dreamed of adventure, who longed to paint his own path. It's time to stop living in the shadows and start embracing the light. Thank you.
This was my kitchen, my place. But now is a fire, filled with hay and mist, because he wanted to try winter feeding. I was against at first, but he talked me around, and I let him. For the time being, he says, just to see if it works. And so I enjoy it, as I always do. But they won't have it. They want things as they've always been. So Charles, with his rule, his order, his way of keeping Cloudwood tied to the past. He calls it nonsense. Tells us to clear it all out. Says he wants this kitchen as he's always in it. And why? Because change frightens them. That's why this place never moves forward. That's why men like my husband have to fight just to take a step ahead. As it was in the beginning, so it must be forevermore. They think we don't see it. They talk of tradition, but what they fear is losing control. And closure? They won't allow it. Not after what happened in Greston. Better to keep things as they are, even if it keeps others down. Better to call us selfish than to admit there are the ones holding us back. But I see it, and I won't forget. The world is changing, whether they want it or not. And when it does, we will not be left behind.
North is calling me, but I do not know if I belong there. I have left everything behind. The cities, the warmth, and the life I once knew. Now, all that surrounds me is the sea, the cold, and men who don't yet call me brother. The Tovar slanders. They are warriors, fierce, unbreakable. They live and die by the axe, and they don't welcome weakness. I wonder Do they see me as weak? Do they see me as an outsider who doesn't belong? Perhaps they're right. The wind whispers love into my ears. It tells me that I'm alone, that I will never truly be one of them, that the land I sail toward will swallow me whole, leaving nothing behind but a forgotten name. But I cannot turn back. There's nothing to return to, only the past, fading like footprints in the snow. If I must become someone new to survive, then so be it.
Carnival is supposed to be a fresh start, a break from the London stage and its disappointment. Rita, my sister, she's always did have the right idea, escaping to this island paradise. And in this paradise, or so it seemed at first, crystal clear water, sun-drenched beaches. I even met a friend, a playful dolphin who seemed as happy to see me as I was to see him. But then the shots. I thought there was a beast at first, buzzing past my ears, but no, there's a bullet. Someone was shooting at my dolphin with a silenced rival, no less. And there he was, Max Gale, watching from his terrace like he was watching a play. I confront him, of course, accuse him right then and there, but he just denied it. Treat me like some trespasser, as if I was the one committing a crime. And it doesn't end there. Oh, no. Maria, Pelides' maid, her twin brother, drowned at the sea. A tragic accident, they say. But then I found him, or rather, a body washed up on the shore. A local fisherman known for a bit of smuggling on the side. So here I am, in a paradise, where a dolphin was targeted, a dismissive compasser, a drowned smuggler, and a growing feeling that something is very, very wrong. This is definitely not the relaxing vacation I had in mind.
The rise of Silas Lapam. I have worked my interest to build this success from nothing, just a small cabin in Vermont. I built this pen business with my sweet determination. I took my money, will give me everything, respect, a place among Boston elites, and a break future for my family. But now I begin to wonder, was it worth it? They never truly accept me. No matter how much I tried to fit in, they still saw me as an outsider. A rock countryman was stumbled upon fortune, and now, with my business scrambling, I see the truth more clearly than ever. Wealth does not make a man worthy in their eyes. And perhaps, in the end, it does not make a man worthy in his own. I wanted to that, give my daughter the life I never had. but at a cost. Have I traded my integrity for a dream was never mine to begin with? If losing everything means keeping my honor, they maybe, just maybe, I would not lost at all. But will my family see it that way? Or will they only remember the man who fought hard until his fortune? That's all my monologue. Thank you.
I woke up to the sound of a Methodist preacher. His voice familiar, like a song I've heard before I even knew the words. It was Sunday morning, and there he was, standing on a wooden box in the street, his coat suit hanging loose as he preached about love and salvation. I rubbed my face, still heavy with sleep. My body stiff from another night in the wagon. My joint ached, but I moved slow, careful not to wake Bill, the boy or the dog, propped up beside them. Outside, the preacher spoke to a small group of miners, their hats in their hand, and their clothes worn thin like old rags. Every now and then, someone dropped a coin into his hat, but he never stopped or said thank you. Just keep praying. I pulled on my pants, climbed down from the wagon, and winched when my feet hit the ground. Morning were never easy. I grabbed my soap, razor, and mirror. Then I walked up the street to the bathhouse, a crock building leaning downhill, like it might fall over. A man sat outside, wrapped in his wrap, with a bulwark bag in his feet and his head tilted in a strange way. "Clean water 15 cents," he said, his voice dull, like he knew I wouldn't pay. "Hot water's another time, but we don't have any today." I look around at the warm wood, the singing roof, the whole place looked tired. "Nice business you got here," I said. Thought I wasn't sure I meant it. The man shrugged. "Doctor gave it to me if I promised to stop trying to kill myself." I just nodded because out there, that kind of thing didn't sound strange at all.
Ever since we wrapped season 9 and went on hiatus, I've gone totally out of control. At first I thought it was just a phase. Just a phase, right? But after 2 months of utter nonsense, I know it's far worse. I've been seen getting wasted at clubs all over the town, getting high in public places, speeding down the Sunset Boulevard with hookers in the backseat of my Lamborghini. The LAPD is at my house every single night to shut down a ridiculous party. And the worst part, I don't even remember half of them. I've entered a downward spiral of selfishness, stupidity, and self-destruction. I mean, what the hell am I doing? I'm ruining my reputation, my career. And for what? A few nights of reckless fun? It's not just me who suffers. The show, the studio, the company, the network, they're all watching, waiting. Even though we're not currently filming, I am still a representative of this network, this studio, and Damien Zimmer's production company. I agreed to the studio's morality clause when I was hired, and then again during the renegotiation in the 6th season. If my behavior doesn't change, they'll be forced to take legal action, and I will blame them. I need to fix this before it's too late.
I thought I was the only one who felt this way. Tired, angry, and sometimes I just want to give up. I never dared to say it out loud. I was afraid it would make me sound selfish. But sitting with Mama earlier, it felt like something inside me cracked open just enough. She held my hand, warm, like the sunsets that I love so much, and I nearly cried right there. When she said, "It's okay to be tired. It's okay to feel that it's too much." Simple. But I didn't realize how badly I needed to hear them. I asked her, why life has to be this hard? Why I have to carry too much that I feel too big for me? And I remember when Mama just smiled. A small, tired smile, full of love, and she said, because love doesn't stop when things get hard, and neither should we. Love? Yeah, I love this family, but sometimes I just want to run, find some wide open field, and scream until there's nothing left in me. Somewhere, I don't have to be the strongest one, not the sibling who holds everything together, not the child who is supposed to understand. But then, I think of Mama's eyes, the way they silently ask me to stay strong, to keep going, and my heart aches. How can I walk away from that? Maybe Mama's right. Maybe life is heavy, but what matters is I keep trying. Morning will come, the sun will rise again, and I'll still be here, holding on. If not for me, then for them. Please, let me be a little stronger tomorrow. Please, let me be strong. For me, for Mama, and for my family.
Names, just names, written on this braille scrap of paper. But each one carries a story, a life, a hope that once burned light. They gathered all of us in summer's heat, unaware of the storm that waited beyond the mountains. The donors, George, Jacob, their wives, their children, so many children. The reed strong and proud, thinking fortune lay just beyond the pass. The Brins, the Murphys, the Eddies, the Graves, each name's a thread in this tapestry of struggle. I remember the laughter, the chatter of planes made along the trail. We'll have a land, they said, a new life, a better than any we've known. But promises weighed nothing against the burden of hunger. Now, the names are spoken in hushed whispers, in prayers murmured over cold bodies. Some are already gone. Hawk McHughton never made it back. Old Harcourt left behind, his bones somewhere along the desert trail. And now winter tightens its grip, and I know there will be more. I barely recognize myself anymore. My own name is here, written just like the others. But the man who left Springfields is not the one who stands here now. That had a future. That man had a dream. I wonder, when this list is found, if it ever is, will they speak these names aloud? Or will we simply fade, lost among the snowdrifts, just names on a forgotten page?
I was born twice, once in a traditional sense, though I suppose even that was unconventional, and once in the shadow of another man, a clone, not just of my father, but of my grandfather, a copy of a copy, expected to continue a legacy I never had a hand in shaping. And yet, standing on the threshold of Earth, I wonder, does it make me any less human? Does that make me any less real? Titan was home, but Earth is something else, a world ancient beyond reckoning, where humanity was born, and where it will one day die, unless we became more than we are. Looking down from outer space, I see Earth for what it is, a pale blue beacon against the black, fragile yet unyielding space. But time changes Earth also. The Earth we know today is not the Earth my ancestors knew. Technology reshapes it, politics did define it, and yet for all our progress, for all the distance we conquer, we remain the same, still searching, still striving, and still uncertain. Perhaps that this is what it means to be human. Not perfection, but constant reaching for something beyond ourselves. I am Duncan Mackenzie, a man of Titan, a child of Earth, a shadow of a shadow, a person from the past stepping into the future, and I will not let that future be written without me.
My name is Jerry Kosalauddin, and this is my video for extensive reading, Monologue. I swear that all the passages in this place shall be as if it never been. If I break this oath in the least degree, may my lips be burned away with the fire that is now set before them. May my eyes be put out with the knife that is now set before them. May my ears be stopped with the molten lid. May my entrails rot and my body perish with the disease of the crab. May I desire death before I die and suffer torment to forevermore. If I break silence, may these things be unto me. I swear by the fire of Ra and the blade of Ra. So be it.
Every day, every single day, every minute, I come into this office feeling fired up. I see the same faces, hear the same stories, and I can't help but feel like this isn't enough. Dyson, who's all about getting into a routine, just doesn't get it. He's settled in the routine, he's more comfortable with the monotony, but I crave more. I want more. I see myself leading my own paper, shaping the story, making the real impact. But here, I'm stuck with years gone by columns, and connecting other people's work, it's suffocating. I can feel the potential though, but I feel so complacent. Dyson once told me that I should be satisfied with what I have today, that my ambition only leads to disappointment. But I cannot accept that. I cannot accept what he said to me. I'm not going to let this place make me complacent. I've got to push forward and break free from the mediocrity that surrounds me. Because time won't wait. If I don't take any action now, I'll be stuck here for the rest of my life. I'll be stuck here forever. Just another cog in the machine. I refuse to let that be my story. It is time to make my own story. It is time to make my move, to show them all what I'm capable of.
She was low, plain low. In the morning, her hair is still messy from the rest of the stream. But to me, she was everything. Every little smile, every laugh, every careless movement felt like it was just meant for me. I memorized her, every glance, every touch, like a man lost in the dark, clinging to the only light he knows. I traced every detail, the way she hummed to herself, the way she twisted her lollipop stick, the way her eyes lingered just for a second too long before she looked away, the way she kicked her leg absent-mindedly while reading, the way her fingers drummed against the table when she was lost in thought. She wasn't just a girl. She was the sun in my sky, the gravity that pulled me in no matter how much I tried to resist. She knew. Of course she always knew how I hung on her every word, how just a small gesture can leave me breathless. She knew the power she had over me, the way I would unravel at the smallest glance, smallest touch. She played with that power, teasing, testing, pushing, just to see how far I would go. Oh, was it love? No. Love is too simple, too pure for this devotion. Love is something gentle. What I felt was hunger, devotion, obsession, a feeling that burned and burned. It was the kind of feeling that builds empire and then burns them to the ground. The world painted me as a monster, a villain lurking in the shadow. But tell me, have you ever seen the way she looked at me when no one else was watching? Have you ever felt a moment so perfect, so full, that you wish time would just stop forever? She was my greatest joy and my greatest downfall. Even as she slipped away, I knew I would spend every breath chasing the memory of her. Now she's gone. Yet he's everywhere. And the echoes of laughter I hear cannot follow. She's in the quiet spaces of my mind, in the spaces between my ribs, in the air I breathe. And I, foolish, lost, broken, I remain here in the past, chasing the ghost of a girl who was never mine to keep.
So, that's it then. 30 years. 30 years of service, of loyalty, of sacrifice. And this is how it ends. Do you remember a quiet conversation in the back room? Some carefully chosen words about best interest and moving forward. But we all know the truth, don't we? Yes, I'm the fall guy, the convenient scapegoat. A robbery happens on my watch, and suddenly, all my years of spotless service mean nothing. Did I still pay? No, I did not. But it doesn't matter. Someone must be blamed and someone must pay. And I know you might think, who better than the tired old manager who never made a fuss, never stepped out of line? You want me to sign these papers just like that? Walk away with my head bowed, tail between my legs? I won't. I will make it that easy for you. I built this place. I carried this thing on my back while the others took the credit. While Powell smirked, while the directors in Cardiff sat on their fine offices pretending they knew what it meant to work. And now, you want me to disappear, to vanish into obscurity like I never existed? Do you even know what you're taking from me? This job. It was my life, my identity. Without it, what am I? Just another old man, too weak to fight back, too proud to beg. But let me tell you something. Men like me, we don't go quietly. You may erase my name from your records, but you won't erase me. I will not be forgotten. I won't sign those papers. Fire me if you dare, but I live on my own terms. You may take my job, but you will never take my dignity.
How the West was won by Louis L'Amour. I recall the start of it all. Our family, the Prescotts, searching for a better life beyond the rivers, in wild and untamed land. The trip was dangerous. Safe battles took my parents, but if it chose to stay, embracing a stable life with Linus Rawlings. Lilith, adventurous and daring, pursued her fortune to the west, betting her future on gold and excitement. War arrived. Spartan brothers, Zeb fought valiantly, but fetching death changed him forever. The Rhine road spread across the plains. Progress declared it, but it sliced through the frontier, causing anger and violence. Zeb became a lawman, but justice here was stopped with gunfire, resolving issues better than wars. Outlaws wandered the land, challenging every man's strength. Survival needed more than bravery. It called for determination and sacrifice. The frontier molded us. Every loss, every victory etched into our spirits like the canyons of the West. We built homes and raised families, but the West never truly belonged to us. It belonged to the land, the sky, and those who came before. How the West was won. It was bought with our blood, tears, and dreams, but in the end, it was never ours to possess.
No, no, this isn't right. I can feel it. Everything about this place, this horrible, perfect, uniform place. It's wrong. It's like the air itself is pressing, trying to choke out every last piece of who I am, of who we are. And you with your calm eyes, your glowing red eyes, you sit there and you're speaking in that voice, pretending that you understand, pretending that you know what's best. And I know you want us to surrender, to let go, to become just like them, like a mindless puppets. But we want. I want. Charles, please fight it. You think you can resist him, but he's inside your mind now, twisting your thoughts, bending you to his will. He's lying to you. He's making you think that you're in control, but you're not. And you know, we came here to find my father, to save him. But now I'm losing you too, Charles. And I can't let that happen. You think you have power? You think you can make us believe that giving in is easier, is safer, that we should just let go. But it's not what makes us human. It's not what makes us alive. I know we're messy, we're loud, and we make a mistake. Sometimes we don't know what to do next. But at least that's real. At least that's us. You may have Charles for now, but I will not let you keep him. I will not let you win.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Halis Prataputra, and I will do a monologue about character Paul in story Dun Messiah. The vision is no longer clear. Shadow creep into the edge of what once was certainly. I thought I could see every path, every choice laid bare before me. But now the future twists beyond my grasp. They call me Emperor, Muad'Dib, Messiah. But what is the divinity in being shackled to a fate I no longer control? The jihad burns across the star, a flame that cannot be extinguished, all in my name. How many more must suffer before the universe is satisfied? Johnny, I will trade it all to be free with you, to walk in the sand, not as a ruler, but as a man. But I see the way in your eyes. You know, as I do, that we are prisoner of a destiny neither of us choose. The choose dwindle. I once believed in escape, in bending the path to my will. But what if the path bend me instead? What if all I have to for, all I have sacrificed, lies only in oblivion? Is there no way out? Only the role I must play, the sacrifice I must make. And when they look back, will they see a savior or a tyrant?
On the morning of June 3rd, I climbed gingerly to the highest roof level. It was springtime in Chicago, a windless day and a world with full of new leaves. I am a young man, living almost invisible up here. I wondered if I should do it, and I shook my head. Suddenly, A brick broke loose, clattering down and landing with a distant ping on the patio below. At that moment, I lose my footing. I wondered if it was an earthquake, but because it considered a voice of car alarms. And then, like a second jolt, I was lurching up here to the right and to the left. I knew if I was going to hit the concrete, and then I felt right where I was on the outside of balcony in front of the restaurant. I fell down. I struggled to breathe and I struggled to think clearly. I wondered, am I invisible right now? Am I going to die before I am found? And then I heard a child's voice faintly. It said, "Oh no, stay away." But at the same time, I heard it say, "Stay and play."
This is my world, my home, little house in the big wood. It's Canada, surrounded by snow in the winter, by golden leaves in the fall, and by soft green grass in the summer. Inside, it is warm and safe, filled with the smell of moss cooking, and by the sound of fast-paced playing. And also, the wood. They are always here. Tall dark trees, standing like giant, watching over us. Their branches whisper secret in the wind, and the wild creatures roam. Bears, deer, and wolves. I know they are always there, even when we cannot see them. The wood provides a lot of kind things, but they are not always kind. They are seated, things that move in the night. On the full moon night, the wolf howls. Their cries pants super down to my spine. But I know how it will protect us. As long as the fire burns, as long as we are staying inside, we are safe. And so, we live day by day, season by season, in this our little house in the big wood. I don't know what lies beyond the trees, beyond the hills, or beyond the rivers. But for now, this is enough. This is home.
I sat alone, staring at the window, my thoughts tangled between pride and regret. They are being very good to us, I murmured, though my mind was elsewhere. I saw Kit in my mind's eyes, walking through Trinity, wearing his mortarboard and gold, a scholar among scholars. The son of a hotel porter? No, the son of a man who had fought, who had struggled, who had given everything for this moment. Was it Snowberry to wish the past away? No, not Snowberry, I thought myself. The world measurements by what they achieve, not where they come from. A captain commands, a steward serves. That is how it is. Half the talk of democracy is a comforting lie. People still judge. still measure, still set men in their place. But kid will rise above all that. I have done it. I thought it, staring at my own hands, rough from years of labor. I have made something better than myself, and there is no greater success than that.
This morning is same as always. Call, tell his strange stories, and make sharp jokes. Amos tries to keep everyone happy. I just sit here and listen. Should I join the conversation? Or is it better to stay quiet and watch? Maybe easier this way. No trouble, no risk, no awkward moments. It's funny how everyone here has their own role. Carl is always confident, sometimes too much. And is smart, but hard to understand. Most is kind, but unsure. And me, I'm just part of everything, but never really inside it. I wonder if they even notice. Maybe it's easier this way. No expectation, no pressure, just watching, listening, and letting the time pass. But sometimes I wonder, what if I spoke up more? What if I let them see who I really am? Would anything change? Would they see me differently? And it's different. She is sharp, quick with her words, always knowing what exactly to say. I envy that sometimes. People listen to her, people react to her. When she speaks, the room pays attention. I've never had that kind of presence. Maybe I don't need to change anything. Maybe it's okay to be just here, to be part of it on my own way. But still, there is a part of me that wonders, what if I try? What if just once I stepped out of my own shadow?
I spent my whole life following my father's plan to go to Stanford. Business, a successful future. And I tried. I really did. But every step I took in that direction felt like I was losing myself, moving further away from the life I really want. I want to write, not as a hobby, not as some silly dream, but as my life, as my future. I got into Columbia's creative writing program. I should be celebrated, but instead, I'm here, trying to convince my own father that my dreams matter. But he doesn't react. He just sits there like he didn't even hear me, like I'm speaking a language he doesn't understand. I asked him to read something I have written just once. Maybe then he will understand. Maybe then he will finally see me. But he doesn't. He just shakes his head as if my future has already been decided and I don't have a choice. I feel the anger building up inside me, the frustration, the hurt. I want to scream at him, make him listen, make him understand. But to him, I am just a piece in his perfect little plan. Then he says it, my mom's name, his last mom, the silent order to stop fighting. For her, for the family, and for the honor of our name. I want to argue. I want to fight. But I know it. It would change anything. He made up his mind before I even had a chance. So I take a breath, hold back my tears, pick up my Columbia letters, and I leave.
An old woman sits by the window, gazing outside, her eyes filled with memories. She begins to speak as if to someone unseen. Once, this house was full of sound. The laughter of children, the cracking of wooden floors beneath my mother's footstep, the clinking of spoons against plate. Now, only the wind speaks to me, whispering through the window cracks, carrying his memories that never fade. I remember my grandmother's hands, bruised from years of hard work, gently stroking my hair. She taught me that this land is everything, a silent witness to life and death, war and peace, departures and returns. I also remember how we had to part. War took so much from us, including the people we love. I can still see my grandfather's shadow standing at the door before leaving for war. He promised me he would return. But that promise, like so many others in this life, is buried with the earth that no longer speaks. But I remain here. I keep their stories. I keep this house. I keep their memories alive. Because between the living and the dead, there is us. The one who remembers. The one who longs. The one who keeps searching for a way home. She closed her eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Then looks out the windows once more.
I can't do it anymore. Living in that house, every word feels like a weapon. Every silence like a punishment. I try to stay strong, but it's like they see right through me. Like I don't even exist to them unless they want someone to blame. And then there's you. You said I could stay with you. Said I don't have to keep fighting this battle alone. Do you know what that means to me? Just the thought of having a place where I'm not walking on eggshells every second. It feels like hope. For the first time, I feel like maybe I'm not the problem, but I'm scared. Scared to live. Scared to stay. What if they right? What if I don't deserve better? But you believe in me, don't you? And maybe that's enough for me to believe in myself too. I spent so long feeling trapped, feeling small, and now I don't even know who I am without that. Who am I if I'm not trying to please them or avoid the danger? What if I fail? What if I let you down too? I've never had someone who cares like you do. And that's terrifying, you know. I don't want to be a burden. But for once, I don't want to face this alone. I can't face this alone. I'm tired of being afraid. Maybe living doesn't mean I'm running away. Maybe it means I'm finally choosing myself. You're giving me a way out. And I'm so grateful. I just need to find the strength to take it.
London, that's want me to study there if my results are good, and they should be, right? Everyone say I did well. The mock exams went great, but I don't like assuming things. I want to be sure. Jipia keeps acting like he's got it all figured out. He's heading for an international education, and he thinks that somehow make him better, but I don't know. Staying here doesn't seem so bad. Mom agree. It's better to go abroad later when I'm older and more prepared. Jepia thinks I will end up to westernize if I leave. Like that's a bad thing. He say the greatest African first had to be man of the land. Maybe he's right, maybe not. 5 years from now, we'll see. Will his overseas degree really give him an edge, or will I approve that staying was the smarter choice? Time will tell. At least I have something else to focus on for now. A temporary job, a reporter for the Everyday Times. That say it'll teach me how tough it's to make money, to understand the real world. Maybe it's right. Maybe it's exactly what I need. So many choice, London or not, stay or leave, root myself here or see what's out there. 5 years, just 5 years, and I will know if I made the right call.
Why I must feel tough? Why must I suffer this uncertainty when I have been sure of salvation? God has chosen me before the world was created, and therefore, all my actions, no matter what they may be, must align with His will. But why does my soul feel torment? Why does my conscience reject the rightness of what I've done? Is this a test? Or is the temptation of our great enemy? John Martin has convinced me that I am acting right, that what I have done is sacred duty. Yet the shadows of my victims do not leave me. Not even in my sleep. I see them. I hear them. I feel their empty gaze piercing my soul. If I'm true righteous in the eyes of God, why do I must feel dumb?
This is absurd, Dad. Just because I made one small error of judgment, you have no right to cut me off from the world. I know what you are going to say. You will twist it around, make it sound reasonable. Because that's what you do. You are a lawyer. Logic and argument are second nature to you. But this isn't a courtroom, Dad. This is my life, my summer. And you are sending me away like I'm some kind of criminal. Don't pretend the fallen port are my world. They are not. They are strangers. No matter how well you know them, and I know exactly what you are doing. You are making a point, teaching me a lesson. But have you even considered what I have to say? No, because you always think you are right. You always tell me to listen when you speak. But you won't even listen to me. You are acting like a one fat hat and I'm supposed to just accept it. Well, I would not. Not without a fight. Okay, sorry about that. To begin with that, I'm 15 and old enough to learn from my mistakes. I get good grades in the school and I'm not a delinquent. You have to admit, except for the recent incident, I've never given you or Mom much trouble. Okay, good. You are agree. And I admit it was stupid of me trying to protect a friend by lying. And even stupider because the person I lied for wasn't really my friend in the first place. So there, I learned my lesson. And I swear I'll never lie on someone's behalf again. Thank you.
I used to be so skinny, so thin that my ribs sunk beneath my skin. My father had that. "Why you done it?" he would say. His voice always hovering between anger and concern. Every night I sat beside him under his watchful gaze. On my plate was food that came from their sacrifices, from their hard work. I had finished it without complaint, without hesitation. One wrong move, one hesitant glance, and one small bite, and my father would erupt in fury. I still remember that night when he bit his own tongue in rage. Blood trickled down, but his anger burned harder than the pain. I remember the sound of his foot slamming down on the table, always in the same spot, again and again. So, after that uptime,
the wood gave in. A small dent formed a silent witness to his presence, his prestation, and his discipline. And now, years later, I return. I sit at the table. My fingers tracing the hard note. I smiled. Strangely, it all feels the same now. The anger, the fear, even the pain. All that remains is a memory. A little piece of heart caved into the wood, etched into my heart.
You know, there's a moment, just one, when everything changes, not gradually, not subtly. One moment, and for me, it was Tuesday. I remember because it rained, and I forgot my umbrella, and it just felt poetic. The world didn't stop. Nobody gasped, but inside me, something cracked. I was standing there, soaked, watching people rush past like I didn't exist. And I thought, how many times have I done the same? Moved past someone else's storm like I couldn't feel the rain. That's when it hit me. I've been alive, really alive, for maybe 10 minutes total. The rest, habit, obligation, and noise. But that day, I felt something real. It wasn't joy or even sadness. It was awareness. Like waking up from a dream you didn't know you were having. And ever since, I can go back to sleep. I won't.
Laura speaks to herself with a tone full of regret, fear, but also hope.
I have sought peace in prayer and silence. But why does my heart continue to rebel? This monastery should be my sanctuary, but I feel more and more trapped. I love him, Paul, but this feeling makes me question everything that I have ever believed. Is this love a sin, or is this a path that I should choose? Mary says I have to choose for myself. But what if I choose wrong? I'm afraid of losing everything. And also, I'm afraid of continuing to live a lie. I want to find God, not just in rules and prohibitions. If I live, will I find freedom? Or will I only take the shadow of regret with me?
answer.
But one thing for sure, I cannot keep hiding from myself.
Laura takes a deep breath, her eyes looking up towards the high ceiling of the church. This time, she feels lighter, even though her future is still full of uncertainty.
I sit alone and wondering, why is my boyfriend still thinking about that woman?
Why? Why is he for what I am? You know, you're my everything.
I held my head and started crying.
Is there something wrong with me or with you?
I paused, think, then suddenly laughed.
But do I be afraid of? She has that. Of course, I think I'm going crazy now.
I asked myself again.
But can I be the one? Can I be the one you think about in your whole life? No. I mean, I know we're getting married soon, and I know you idolize her so much, but now there's me. Am I not enough? I'm pretty, I'm smart, I care about you so much, but why? Why can't I take her place in your heart? What should I do? What should I do so you can forget her?
I take the book. There is name, Broken Ashley, the actress that loved by my boyfriend.
Hey, Aswrwb, you know, in another life, I hope I were you, so he only think about me.
Hello everyone, I would like to read my monologue from book Passion Fruit by Barbara Bonham, and this is my monologue. Stand in the middle of field under the sunlight. I look, the butterflies are flying, and so leaves blow by the wind.
I'm strong. I'm strong enough. I used to work hard. Once I thought, when I used to work hard, I could protect them. Now, I choose to get married. Not because of love, just because I want to give my younger siblings a decent house, a decent life. Our food is always there. I think they will understand, but they refuse to live with me and my wife.
I beg, but they just a little. But I want make them to be happy. But why does it feel like they are losing?
with little anxiety.
Now I have a house. I have someone beside me. But why does it feel so far away? Maybe this is how life works, giving us a difficult choices, then forcing us to accept the consequences.
And with a deep breath, I said,
Now, I hope they all be okay and they will be happy. And I'll keep going. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Tita Ratna from 4B class. So in this video, I would like to show you about my monologue from the story Pavilion of Women. Happy watching! I still think my duty as a mother and a wife was all that I did. I lived for others, kept the peace, and stayed in control. I believe that was love, sacrifice, patience, and silence. But in doing so, I lost myself. And today, I made a choice that changed everything. I gave my husband a concubine, not out of duty, but because I want to be free. They will understand. They said, a woman isn't supposed to choose freedom. We are meant to endure, to serve, and to grow old with a quiet dignity. But tell me, what dignity is there in disappearing? My mother used to say that a woman's strength is in her patience. If we are wait long enough, happiness will come. And yeah, I have waited. 2 long nights, 2 silent disappointments. And yet, where's my happiness? I don't get it at all. But I have chosen not to rebel, not out of anger, but because I want more than a life of a quiet obedience. I want to find myself. If it's selfish, then so be it. And for the first time, I'm not just Madam Wu, a mother and wife. I am me. And even though the world may whisper, may judge, and may turn away, I want. I will walk too. I will breathe. And I live.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Nashwa Aulia Putri from Palembang class. So, in this opportunity, I would like to perform my monologue. The title is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. So, stay tuned. I stand in front of my parents, my face showing an expression not wanting to be contradicted. Mama, I want to make my own decisions for my life. I will not choose if it is not my choice. I stared at my father with a begging expression. Papa, tell Mama, this is not her life. This is mine. In this ballroom, when everyone is dancing with her or his partner, I look away when Mr. Darcy said such an arrogant thing. He wasn't even that handsome. It's just lucky because he's the band, he's his best friend. I ran away after saying Mr. Darcy's kindness and honesty. As it turns out, he was not as bad as I thought. I feel comfortable around him. I think I kinda like him now. I'm dancing a little bit. I smiled shyly. Mr. Darcy proposed for the second time. What should I do? I should accept it or not? But why is it so hard here? My tricks are that. You are right, Mama. I can't always make decisions for my life because sometimes parents know better. Thank you for loving me, Mama, Papa. I love you guys all so much. I felt relief after saying that. You know what? A great person is one who is able to admit when they are wrong. So, keep it up. Do whatever you like and stay healthy like me. Bye-bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. Monologue by Waranoren Ramadhani. Sadness and Emotion. Elinor stands by the fireplace, her hands clasped in front of her, speaking quietly to herself. I've spent so much time trying to stay strong, hiding what I feel. I've told myself what is needed, that everyone depends on me to hold it together. She looks down, her voice soft. But sometimes it's hard. So much has happened. And I don't know how to carry it anymore. The loss, the disappointment, it weighs on me. I never let myself cry. Never let anyone see how much it hurts. But maybe it's okay to feel this. To not always be the strong one. Her voice cracks slightly. I've kept it inside for so long, and it's exhausting. She takes a deep breath, her hands shaking a little. I just wish I could tell someone that I'm not okay. She wipes her eyes, shaking her head. But I don't know if anyone would understand. I don't even know if I understand. She exhales, her voice steadier now. Maybe it's time to let go of this silence. Maybe it's time to let myself feel. Even I don't know how to do it yet. I have to try. Elinor sits and then she walks through the room, her gaze distant. I never let myself be weak, never let anyone see the pain, the frustration, but maybe it's time to admit that I'm not perfect. She pauses, leaning against the wall. I can't hold it all. Sometimes I just need a moment to be a human. Her voice softness. I suppose it's okay to feel something for once. Elinor sits by the window, looking out but lost in thought.
I've always kept my feelings to myself. It's easier that way, isn't it? But Edward, I've loved him for so long. I never said that, never let him know. She sighed, and her voice quiet. Maybe it's foolish. I wonder, would he ever love me back? I've never given him the chance to see what I feel. I'm afraid of what might happen if I let him in. She hesitates, looking down at her hands. But sometimes I wonder, what if letting go isn't dangerous as I think? Maybe maybe I just have to let myself feel everything. Alright, thank you. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.
I stood in the quiet room, gazing out at the window. I never thought life would be this complicated. I see vision, but everything feels blurry now. Sometimes I think if I could have anything better, can I stop all of this? Can I save Hannah? Every decision I made, like moving a huge stone within me. I always knew everything right and wrong, like a black and white. But now there's so much shades of gray in between. But isn't life about that? About learning mistakes, about learning from your past? Maybe I can learn from all of that. Maybe I can learn from my past. I know I'm not better, but I can be better. For Hannah, for myself, and for my friends. Yes, this is not about seeking redemption anymore. It's all about learning, growing, and study from your past, from your mistakes. And I know I can go back to the past. But now I will live my life. And life must be go on.
I have always believed I was meant for something greater. Love, admiration, success. They should all come naturally to me. Yet, why does happiness always feel just out of reach? I have given my heart, my trust, but in return I receive only disappointment. Am I too naive hopeful? No, I refuse to believe that. I deserve the life I dream of. I will not let others to dictate my fate. If love will not come to me, I will find another way to be fulfilled. I will not be forgotten.
This was one of the time that I got to meet with my partner, Mike. He's in hospital. All he can do was just laying on the bed. I tried to talk to him, but he didn't even say nothing. I was looking at my partner while he was just laying on the bed. I said to my partner, I give you the job because I believe what you told me. His head sank back against the pillow and wearily, and my voice returned to a whisper again. Now you want to run out on me? He quickly said no and dodged that statement. I whispered to him and I said, I wasn't worried about you then, and I'm not worried about you now. I whispered vehemently, and I turned my head for a second. Damn this appendix. Why couldn't he keep for another few weeks? In spite of himself, he smiled. I didn't miss a trick. I pulled out all the stops. You know what the doctor said? This was one of the time he couldn't freeze it for you. He answered with a proper show of sympathy. I nodded sorrowfully. That's doctor for you, man. On the eve of the most important trial of my career.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sriwijaya. I will do a monologue. The title is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I saw someone moving towards me, and as I neared someone, I saw a figure of a woman. Estella! I called her. Her beauty was indeed good, but its indescribably majesty and its charm are still remain. Then we sat down on a bench that was near. It is strange that we meet again, Estella. Here, where our first meeting was. Do you still often come back? Estella said that she have never been here since. Then we began to talk about our current life now. You know, I'm still working pretty hard for the sufficient living. And yes, I do well. I smiled after I said that. Then she began to say that she often thinks of me lately. Huh? Have you? Oh, well, you always held your place in my heart. We remained silent until she said that she should leave. Let to part again, Estella? To me, parting is a painful thing. To me, the remembrance of our last parting has ever been mournful and painful. Well, we are friends after all, right? Said I. Then I stood up on the bench and took Estella's hand. Then we went out from the ruined place. Saw no shadow of another parting from her. That's all. Thank you.
Alright everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rita Ratna Wulan Dari, and today I will read a monologue from Lara Cameron. Let's get started.
Recently, Lara has been feeling that her life is not going well. She feels like she has everything, yet she always feels lonely. It seems unfair to her.
I will not lose. I built this empire with my own hands. No one helped me. They doubted me, but I proved them wrong. I fought harder than anyone else. I have power, wealth, and success, but why do I feel still empty? What did I sacrifice to get here? Was it worth it for me? Or have I been chasing the wrong dream all alone?
So, she has been feeling very desperate, with too many burdens on her mind.
Is this me? Or just what Jax made me? Yeah, I know Jake saved me from Gobijo, but at a cost. He controls everything. My choice, my voice, and my life. Then Janet. She told me the truth, showed me her bruises, and I recognized them. I listened. No one else would. And now she's gone, and another woman lost the silence. I won't be next. No more pretending, no more silence. It's time to find myself.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Telp. I would like to show you my monologue. Let's start. fired. I was just fired just because I entered the church. I just say the world is full of opportunities. And now, look at me, unemployed, directionless. But maybe this is the opportunity I've ever been looking for. I've always wanted adventure, something more than sitting behind a desk every day. Then she came, Mary Montresor, with her mysterious smile and challenging eyes. Do you dare to take a risk? She asked. And of course, I said yes. Never would I have guessed that one word would lead me into the craziest event of my life. Into a world I didn't know. Just an impulse. Am I fool? Or am I finally living? Because all this time, I was just waiting for something to happen. And now, I choose to act. However, I can't ignore the one question that's been bothering me since the beginning. Is this all real? Or is it just a game that will destroy me? I could have gone back to my old life, find a new job, live safely, but for the first time, I feel like this life is mine, and whatever happens next, I will face it with courage. That's all. Thank you.
Such a new messiah, 'cause your theories catch fire. I can't find your silver lining. I don't mean to judge, but when you
Standing alone in the desert when sunset and the wind whispered through the shrub.
Here, under the vast and open sky, everything looks so clear. However, the deeper I explore this case, the more complicated it feels. Vandalism, the plan that is lost, the murder without explanation. This is like casting a shadow at dusk. I broke the burden of my ancestral wisdom. Their stories, their teaching, as a Yatali who is practicing, I see the world through their years. Ritual, ceremonies, they are not just past relic. They are the breathing part of whom we are. However, here I am, standing in two worlds, ancient and modern. The dark wind blew and the shadow elongated. I feel the purpose, clarity. This is more than just a case. This is a trip. The search for a balance between the old and the new, the visible and the invisible. And the end, maybe I will find not only the answer I was looking for, but a deeper understanding of my own path.
I thought I want to go back to Barbados, but why does my heart feel so heavy? I will not return as the wealthy and respected granddaughter of Sir Francis Taylor. I'm just a girl who doesn't know where she belongs. At least there, I knew my place. The blue sky, the bright flowers, the sea that always welcomed me. But here, I have started to find something else, something I never expected. Barbados, my real home, the sea, freedom, everything is lost here. Will I ever be able to go back? I'm different from them. The way I dress, the way I think, everything is wrong in their eyes. I try, but I'm still stranger here. Will I ever be accepted? Very funny. In Barbados, I was free. Here, I even have to be careful when I look. Is life always this tight? Who would have struck? I have to learn how to make a break and sail. In Barbados, I never even thought about it. I thought I wouldn't miss this place, but do I really want to live? Home is not just a place. Home is people we love.